Hi there, guys. I'm just going to do a quick book review for a fictional book that I listened to actually a couple of weeks ago. This one is Devolution by Max Brooks. So Max Brooks is famous for writing the book World War Z. World War Z then was a movie with Brad Pitt a couple of years ago, which I thought was pretty good. I loved the movie. The book I found hard going. I got to be honest, and this is written in a very similar style to World War Z. This is more like of a split into two or three different people narrating the book. I did listen to it on Audible. It's roughly 10 hours long to listen to on Audible. I did pick it up primarily because it was a brand new book from last year. They've optioned this book for a movie as well, coming out shortly. It is an interesting concept, and it does go down the same sort of route as what Max Brooks did with World War Z as well. World War Z was more so it was a totally different way from the way the movie was made. So the movie was made as following obviously Brad Pitt's character through the reactions to the immediacy of the oncoming zombie apocalypse and the reaction to that as well. Whereas the book itself was told from multiple different points of view, different people with different expertise from all over the globe, and it was told more in like a journal format. This is exactly the same as that. So I didn't really enjoy the format in which the book is put in, if I'm entirely honest. I think that by doing it in this way, you are. I'm not going to say, I don't want to disparage the guy too much. I mean, he's written bestsellers really, but I just find that I don't know whether he's trying to compensate for like a lack of literary description in the books by opting for this particular format of a journal style, report style narrative of the book. You know, for some sections, it's totally hit and miss. But I'll go further into this anyway. So what the summary of this particular book is, so Devolution is effectively a story about a bunch of people go to one of these sustainable green energy sort of not so much off the grid, off the grid in a sense, retreat in the northwest of the United States, so Oregon, Northwest Territories, Oregon, Washington area, Northern California. So this is effectively the one note I did make, especially when you're introduced to all the characters, and even then as it goes through the story itself. I mean, I don't know what particularly, nor do I care really what the author's political beliefs and persuasions are, but it's quite clear that the characters involved, the setup of the story, how the story then progresses with the advent of the Bigfoot Yeti characters coming into the book later on, after there's an eruption of the mountain in which the retreat is situated at, or nearby. It's quite clear that this is effectively setting up more like an idealistic left-wing green renewable energy, peace and love hippie commune type, but ultra technologically advanced sort of escapist, I don't know, elitism. I just find it quite pompous, to be honest. None of the human characters I could give a shit about, really. None of them are really engaging. Even the main character, which is Kate, is fucking annoying, and is just can say nothing good really about men in the book. There's a rich couple. This guy is more like an Elon Musk type of character who creates this green loop facility where things are organically grown and everything is sustainably live in, and there's an awful lot of highbrow, high-minded attitudes to, well, we're living how we should, as a civilization, should be living within 100 years. Or if people could just be bothered to do that, could they just not work for, say, 3 or 4 months and transform their homes into this? Could they not do what they're doing? And I just find this so elitist, so oligarchical in its presupposition. The characters themselves as well. There's a lesbian couple with a daughter who clearly doesn't like, but not only that, the daughter is neither of the race of the two mothers either. She's an adoptive daughter as well, or sperm donor. So that's another thing to sort of fly in the face, or sort of go down the sort of fly in the face of the reader, but to sort of batter up more to this wokeist, oligarchical, elitist mentality. You've got highbrow, fat, slobbish, useless academic in there as well. You've got this power couple, this Elon Musk guy and his wife there, who are just, you can just imagine the type of cocktail party, absolute degenerate people from that upper echelon of society who just think that they know they think that they own it all. Their opinion carries way more weight than anybody else's. That you should just shut up and do as you're told. And then, aren't they so amazing for creating this facility? There's several other characters involved as well, which are just equally as useless and annoying as well. But in the book itself, once I actually found the external characters, the investigators later on, more interesting, and the sort of characters who give you a commentary on the Yeti, or the suspected Yeti, or the hunters in the book, who give a commentary on what a predator does, what a predator is looking for. So when the mountain erupts, sort of the explanation in the book is that these Yetis come from somewhere deep in the woods of Northwest Territory, America. They surround this Greenland facility. The facility is all, as it would be, is absolutely effed. Oh, and let's not forget, is there a gun anywhere? Is there any sort of any defense whatsoever there? Any weapons? Of course it isn't, because it doesn't go with the ideology, so they don't have any weapons, of course. So effectively, and what happens exactly after this happened? Yeah, you can bet exactly this would go down in real life for sure. So what happens is, we get a strong female lead, taking the lead straight away. Yeah, let's not worry about the guy who's created the facility. He's just a stupid man. He's going to drink himself to death, or whatever happens. I know one of the characters definitely is. Kills himself, or gets addicted to alcohol. I know that the so-called power couple, let their personal hygiene go, and they go into despair. They just don't know what to do. And I thought that was an interesting commentary on the sort of on how absolutely fucking useless that people who with these high-minded opinions of themselves, who like to tell other people what to do with their own lives, would not know what to do in a crisis, have no control over their own lives, depend on other people for their own existence, where they don't prop themselves up. I thought that was a quite telling part of the book, and it did get me, so as you can tell, I'm probably a bit more irate after reading it. Maybe I don't know whether that was the point of the book. I don't know whether Max Brooks was looking to say, well, let's just put these obvious woke fucking idiots in this situation. Let people get stirred up about how stupid they are as wokists anyways, and we can package this off as a sort of not paranormal, but a bit of a monster hit sort of survivalist movie and book anyway. But if that guy is going down the route of, these people, this is the ideology that people should have, and this is what they're going to be faced with, then I just don't know. It's just, I didn't really know what effect, really what this book was looking to achieve. I think it was the former, which was to get people to spot the obvious, which is that these bunch of characters were absolute crap people. Effectively, they were all full of themselves, and they were useless in the real world when shit hits the fan, effectively. And what I found another commentary in the book, which was quite interesting, was when the Yeti or the Bigfoot are introduced to start terrorizing people, and they're ripping people to shreds, and they're attacking in formation, and lo and behold, oh my god, they're led by a strong alpha female, and they take consorts, and again, this is what makes me think that maybe, I don't know where this is where the confusion lies. What is the author trying to say here? That this sort of patriarchal human society was no match against the brutal, matriarchal, organised, disciplined, aggressive tribe of Yeti or whatever the fuck they were, to be honest with you. All I know is that effectively the book degenerated after the initial introduction to the Yeti. They went from sort of snooping around hunters, apparently were led to believe thousands of years until a fucking volcano erupted, which that's never happened before. And apparently then they go absolutely crazy and start strategizing about how to effectively take over a compound. I still don't understand the reasoning why. It's not really alluded to why they decided to attack. I mean, I know for the purposes of the book, the attack had to happen, but why? I mean, when you're looking at the previous book in World War Z, and it was quite clear that the outbreak was an organic outbreak from China of this whatever zombie virus, that was organic, and that then triggered the events along in World War Z. This is just, I did have another few notes down, but I'm just swirling and sort of being triggered a little bit by, ironically, by just how absolutely unbelievably woke this book is, to be honest. I would be interested to see what they do with the movie, though. If he does have any input on the movie, I'd be interested to see what he says, and see how this thing gets interpreted, because I think, from what I understand, was that when the studio initially went to shoot World War Z, was that they tried to follow a logical plan of the book, and after initial sort of viewings of the footage that was being filmed and the test screening of the film, they just thought, this is absolute crap. So they went back, I think the director was Mark Foster, went back, refilmed a bunch of scenes, added more for the Brad Pitt character, effectively turned the film into that character's sort of pseudo Walking Dead trek across the world to beat this zombie virus. I can see something happening again. Like, if they try to go down the route of the book, I think it's going to fall flat in his face, and people are just going to be like, what the hell is this crap? If they look at it from a totally different point of view, from a survivalist point of view, if they have an actual reason why these creatures decide to attack a compound, then it could be a good film. But for the purposes of the book, I just thought it was a disappointment. In all honesty, I don't really know whether. Well, I suppose they could make up your what it is of the film, but I thought that there's so much in this book which is just obvious sort of wokish nonsense, really. Whether it's tongue in cheek, I don't know, but it's just absolutely, it's just obvious. And I think that when you're being bombarded, pretty much on a weekly, monthly basis, as it seems at the moment, with average people being told we will shape reality for you. You must accept a new reality from what you've seen. So we're going to destroy all your old characters. We'll destroy all the characters from TV and film that you've loved. Say, for instance, let's destroy Star Wars. Let's destroy Ghostbusters. Let's tell you that you are sexist and racist and any ist and ism and call you names and do whatever they have to do to say you are stupid and you're not on board with the message at the moment. And the message, we all know what the message is, which is you've got to pay homage to the alphabet, people. Pay homage to the rainbow flag. Pay homage to all women everywhere. Pay homage to BLM. Pay homage to destroying what's old and bringing in what's new. And what's new inevitably is obviously is going to be woman-led, diverse, inclusive, all the buzzwords you can imagine. And this is definitely on that track. I think people are fed up of the bullshit, quite frankly. They're fed up of shit. They want quality stories. They want characters who have any sort of resonance and interest to be treated with respect. The reason I talk about that in this book is I think that this book in particular is either a cynical way of feeding off the shit that's happening over the last culture over the last sort of decade, or if this author genuinely is on board with the message, then it's obvious that the guy is going to get a movie made of this. It's obvious because it speaks to, like I say, it speaks to that elitist mentality where they can tell, they think they know what's best for you, that you need to shut up, accept your new society, your new culture. You haven't got a say in that. You just got to shut up, buy the product, and if you don't buy the product, we're going to call you a name. We're going to call you a name just like they did with, what movies were there? Oh, so Charlie's Angels that came out last year. What was said? Men. Why this movie is not meant for men? Okay, well men don't see it. So when men don't see the movie and the movie fucking bombs, you come out then after the fact and say, well, men, nobody went and saw it and the movie didn't do well because men didn't see it because they're sexist. Can't win. Or better still, you got the actress from the Marvel movie Captain Marvel. Okay, so we're not making movies for men. Oh, this isn't for you. She said about one of her movies, this isn't for you. Well, that's fine. That's fine. Nobody will go see it then. We won't go see it, one, because it's crap anyway. It's crap content. Nobody wants to go see it. And two, people's political activism is turning people off. Now, there used to be a time, and I'm a little bit older, so I remember a time where people didn't give a shit about any other people's political opinions or anything at all. What you believed when you went into a voting booth, or when you went to bed with somebody, or when you went to church or a mosque or a synagogue or whatever you did, that didn't tell everybody else that was what you were. We judge people on their character, but we can't do that anymore. That's apparent. That's racist. That's sexist. You can't judge people on character anymore. That's gone. You're not allowed to do that. We've all got to fit into nice little different groups and categories. And I remember a time when I think it was Michael Jordan was asked to endorse a particular political candidate and said, well, why don't you endorse him then? And he turned around and said, well, Republicans buy my trainers and my shoes as well. So what? Nobody really cares. If everybody shut the F up, everyone shut the F up, did their job to the best of their ability. You look at and it's no coincidence, you look at some of the most respected actors, film directors, musicians, you look at some of them, and when I say respected, it doesn't mean the ones who sold the most or they're on every cover every week. The most respected and cherished ones are the ones who don't get embroiled in the crap. And that's what people who really want to return to, because they're fed up of division. People are fed up of division, and they're actually beginning to see through it now as well. And so anyways, I'll finish off my rant here on this book, and I'll just give you my final rating on the book. So Devolution by Max Brooks, an absolute book paradise for them. What did I have here? I had Green Loop, the liberal woke paradise from hell. Narrative. The book is enjoyable to a point. If you like World War Z, I would say definitely buy the book. I don't regret. I'm not going to send the money back. I enjoyed whatever time I did listen to it. It did flow along quite well, and because I've listened to and read World War Z before, then it was easy to pick this one up as well. And I do like stories about Yeti and Bigfoot. Anyways, I think it's like a neglected supernatural creature. Anyways, and I'm interested to see what they do with the movie. I hope that there is an improvement of the book anyway. But it's an interesting book by Max Brooks. Anyways, but I will be giving this one 2.5 out of 5 actually. So not the best score I've ever given anything, but still I think run the gamut. If it's crap, I'll tell you it's crap. If I think it's good, then I'll tell you it's good. But that's my opinion. You let me know what you think in the comments. If I'm wrong on anything, if you've got a comment, certainly I've said a lot of stuff, then drop me a comment. If I'm wrong, hold my hands up high and say, yeah, maybe I'm wrong on that. But like the video if you can, and subscribe.